Alright, what is up guys? VV back with another video. That's right, and in today's video guys, we're going to be checking out some spoilers. So I'm giving you a warning right away. Back out now if you don't want to see some spoilers. Because some of the cards we're looking at today are not coming out for probably like 6 months in the West. Right? They're not even out in the East yet. So just know what you're getting into. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So quick spoiler update. This is a spoiler style video. A little bit of a rant. Talking about Black Life Gain. Okay, you see it right down here. I've got it kind of marked out as, you know, almost like a spoiler in and of itself. Black Life Gain, question mark? Yes, we sort of have access to a Black Life Gain card. When I saw this card, guys, I was like, yeah, we're going to have to talk about this today. But we're going to have to talk about this. And in this spoiler today, by the way, we're going to be looking at an EB card, an OP07 leader card, and a few OP06 cards. So, you know, buckle up. We got a lot to get through. I'm going to try and get through as quick as I can, too. All right, 3 cost, Straw Hat Crew, Black Event, I Want to Live. All right, counter. If the number of cards in your trash is 30 or greater, place the top card of your life, or excuse me, place the top card of your deck on top of your life pile. Okay, steep. That is a steep stipulation there. 3 cost is fine. Gaining a life is fine. But 30 or greater? And why is there no miniature effect? Like, you know, cards like this have a miniature effect before you get to the 15 card clause. But this is a 30 card clause with no in-between effect, no utility in between. And then, like, it has no trigger. You know, no trigger, no draw 2 trash 1 or something like that. It's hard, guys. This is going to be a hard card to make work. But if we can make it work, this card is potentially very powerful. Okay? And I want to hear what y'all have to say about it in the comment section below. So like I was just saying, like, these cards are already hard to pull off with their 15 card clause. Like, but they're good as is. Like, Barrier is not as good. It's a 1 cost 2k. Like, that's not very good. You could just run a 0 cost 2k easily, or, you know, like, not 0 cost, but a character that's a 2k counter by trash, everybody, you know, countering. But these others, you know, Trino Bastardo hits a 4 or less, like, easily. That can hit, you know, Rob Lucci's in blue. It can hit Ohms in yellow. It has targets everywhere. Even in purple, you're going to be able to hit, like, a Trafalgar Law or something, right? The purple 4-cost Law. Gum Gum King Kong Gun, this is a 3 cost plus 6,000. So that's a huge. You're doubling your Dawn investment with your attack in this. Like, even without the double attack, you know, this, you still get the plus 6,000 no matter how many cards in your trash. It's just you get double attack if you have 15 or more cards in your trash. And then Dragon Claw is just a 2 cost 4k, and if you have 15 or more, you're going to KO 4 or less. And people don't even run Dragon Claw or Barrier right now. And that just requires 15 or more cards in your trash. Guys, this is going to be hard to pull off, but I think we can do it. And we're going to look at some cards that might help us get there. So here's the new OP07, one of the new OP07 leaders. This is Rob Lucci, Black Leader, 5 life, 5,000 power, CP0. When attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck and then give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for this turn. Okay, that's a step in the right direction, right? Because that's going to open up a lot of these options right here. Like, maybe we'll be able to run a card, you know, or excuse me, maybe we'll be able to run a CP package with a Spandam Searcher and a Dressrosa package with Rebecca, with the Rebecca Searcher here. And then we can run Air Door. And the reason I say that, like, this is pretty nice, because think of it like this. These two, okay, we already know what Khalifa does. Khalifa is a draw 2 trash 2 cycle, and so is Sabo. But Spandam and Rebecca, they're like brand new, where you do a top 3 search, you get the card that fits the type, and then you trash the rest. So that does help fill up our trash, you know, to get closer to this condition here of being able to gain a life. Very nice. And then Air Door looks at the top 5 and trashes all but the one you choose. That's a 5 cost or less CP character. By the way, the trigger is something you should also consider. You can play up to 1 black character card with the cost of 3 or less from your trash. It doesn't matter what type it is from the trigger, but the main effect does have to be CP character that costs 5 or less. Okay. Now, one thing we have to take into consideration is we're going to need a lot of trash effects. Like the leader being able to trash 2 cards, that is very good. But we're going to need that and all of these cards to get to 30 cards in our trash because of effects like this that we're going to want to run as well. You know, Manshuri, Lucci, Kaku, and the other Lucci, the 6 cost Rush Lucci. These are all cards we might want to consider running in like a CP deck that would run this event, right? And one more thing I should mention is, like, we don't have access to all of the cards just yet. We don't have all the spoilers out for all the EB set and all the OP07 set. So there might be some really good cards in there that are going to help push this deck to the next level. So, you know, take all this with a grain of salt. I'm just kind of talking about the here and now, just pure face value. Because I think this card, guys, let me say this. I think there's a lot wrong with it, but it's one of those cards where if we can figure it out, it's kind of busted, right? Paying 3 to gain life is crazy. But it's not like, it's not, actually, I don't want to say it's busted, it's not broken, but this is very strong, and it could turn on a leader like Rob Lucci here, or even if, you know, even the old Rob Lucci. Like, think about that. Like, I'm not saying that we'll be able to pull that off, because that's going to be much harder to pull off without, you know, without a leader effect like this one where it trashes 2 cards every turn. But if we can pull that off, where we're double attacking every turn, you know, or not every turn, when we have the potential to double attack and gain life, that can be huge, guys. That can be so massive. But yeah, good stuff here, good synergy. And, you know, another card we have to look at, another leader, this is coming out in OP06. This is right around the corner for us over in the West. This is very similar to what we just saw with Lucci, where you're going to, now it costs more. This costs 3 altogether. You're going to attach 1, pay 2, and then you may trash 1 card from your hand, trash 2 cards from the top of your deck, and play up to 1 Thriller Bark Pirates type character card with a cost of 4 or less from your trash. So this is kind of like, maybe this ends up being the route we have to go to make the card work, because then we're not held down to too much of this stuff, but we can still run it if we need to, at least the Rob Lucci. And you might be thinking, like, oh yeah, but how are we going to replace Air Door? Because that fills up 4 cards in our trash, like, right away. Actually 5 technically, right? Because the Air Door goes in the trash, and then the 4 cards you didn't choose, right? So it fills up 5 like right away, which is nice. Well, Gecko Moria has options too. I'm sorry about the way these are staggered, guys. I had to kind of rush this slide, but think about this. This is a 1-cost 2K counter in Sindri that has, and these are all Thriller Bark Pirates I'm about to read from OP06. On play, trash top 5 cards from your deck. This other guy, I can't remember his name, it's something, it's the little spider guy. He has on play and on KO, trash 3 cards from the top of your deck. And then Inupe, on play, on KO, draw 2, trash 2. Right, so maybe Gecko Moria and the Thriller Bark package ends up being our best bet to pull this card off. And, sorry, that's the end of the slide. So, and I want to know what you guys have to say. I want to know what you guys think about this. What will probably be the best way to pull this off? Do y'all think this card is even worth running? Some people might not even think this card's any good. And I understand that, because it's a 3-cost with no trigger that is dead for probably 90% of the game, and you can't even run it in some decks. Like, of course, in the decks you can't run it in because of just, you know, just the unrealistic chances of you having 30 cards in your trash. You know, you just won't even run it. But in the decks that can run it, which I think this Lucci can probably pull it off, and so can Gecko Moria, if I had to guess. But guys, 30 cards in the trash, that is hard to pull off. I'm not going to lie. I remember back when Barrier first came out, I was messing with Black Yellow Lin, and I was like, man, my games go a long time, but there's not as much cycle. Like, there wasn't as much cycle in Black Yellow Lin. Even with the leader effect, by the way, even with the leader effect where you're kind of cycling once you get that going, you don't always get it going. And then this card's kind of just dead. You know, talking about Barrier, of course. But Rob Lucci and Gecko Moria are trashing 2 cards every single turn from the top of your deck, at least whenever they attack, whenever they're using their effect here. So, yeah, I want to know what you guys think about the new Rob Lucci leader, and I want to know what you guys think about this new event. Is this card going to be impossible to pull off, or do you think we can make it work? Do you think we can make it happen? I think we can, especially with the Rob Lucci deck. I think that's going to be our best bet. And I actually think that the best way to do it is going to be with an Air Door version of, like, primarily CP and a small amount of the Dressrosa package. But here's the crappy part about running the Dressrosa package, like the Searcher package, is Rebecca is a searcher that can't search up the 4-cost Rebecca. So it's like that hurts half the reason we need to search with her is to get to that card. And yeah, we can always fish the card out of the trash with Manshuri. Like, obviously, of course, and that's fine. But Manshuri comes at the cost of we're going to have to trash 2 cards. You know, or not trash, rather, but, like, get rid of 2 trashed cards that will help turn on the effect. But, yeah, very interesting. I think, you know, the direction Black is going is very interesting with all this graveyard interaction. And if we could get more cards like this, you know, it would be really nice. So just to kind of rant a little bit, I think the 30 cards in the trash is insane. I'm just going to say it. I think it's way too much. Like, I think they really, really abused that idea. I don't think it should be that much. In fact, I just think it's almost like, it's ridiculous. You know, I'm sorry. I'm kind of at a loss for words because it's like, okay, this is such a tease card because I think I mentioned it earlier in the video. I wanted this effect. I wanted this kind of effect in the game. But not at this cost, man. Not at the cost of 30 cards in the trash where I can only use this in like certain decks and the card's dead for half the game. I want a card that is a 3 cost, just cancel attack. You know, just pay 3, negate this attack, or can't stop this battle, or end this battle, however you want to say it. Or like it's just a quick answer. But you know, that's the control player in me. I understand a lot of people would not like that idea. But that is what this does, essentially, right? Y'all see that, right? Like, if your opponent, let's say you have 30 cards in your trash or more, your opponent swings and you have no life left. Okay, pay 3, gain a life. So you actually, like, draw a card from this, right? You practically cycle a card from this. And that's excellent, you know? And then the more you draw this, the more life you'll be able to gain. You know, and technically, I'm trying to think for a second. If the number of cards in your trash is 30 or greater, place the top card of your deck on top of your life pile. If you had 2 of these saved up for late game, and you left 6 Dawn open, I think you can gain 2 life in 1 counter, right? You just go counter on the same attack. You know, so then they take, you know, they hit you for the 1 life, you draw that one, you still got 1 life one life left for next turn. So again, I think this card has tons of potential, but at the same time, that 30 card, I think they're so scared that a card's going to be broken that sometimes they're not even close to it being broken, I feel like. But I don't know. Again, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. The one thing I want to end on is the Lucci leader. I think this card is very good. But one thing that I wish, this is just me, guys, excuse me, would it have hurt so bad to make this top 3 cards of your deck? Like, you may trash the top 3 cards of your deck and then give up one of your opponent's characters -1 cost. Would that have been that bad? I don't know. I don't think it would have. Because then it would have actually like gone perfectly with the 4 cost Rob Lucci, because he has to return 3 cards, right? So then it kind of just totally fuels and negates his effect in a good way, not in a bad way. Yeah, I don't know. All right, that's about it, guys. I'm done rambling. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. You know, just to summarize, what do you think? Is this card going to be? Is this card as awesome as it seems, or is it not? Because it's just a common. And I get it that this. I don't think this card's broken. Like, let me stress that. I just think that that counter 30 card stipulation is absurd. It is so ridiculous. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm done. Tell me what y'all think about the leader, the new Rob Lucci leader. And yeah, that's it. Till next time. Peace.